All right, Volkswagen Golf R around the figure 8. Really excited and intrigued about how this car is going to work. Previous Golf Rs have been a lot of fun on the road, but not so fun on the track because you couldn't defeat stability control completely. But that beep you just heard, or you may have heard, means stability control is completely off, so Volkswagen says. On top of that, we have adjustable dampers, adjustable shift control, throttle position, all that stuff. I've got the car set in race mode, which means all the individual settings are in their sport mode. We're in a dual clutch version of the car, although next year there will be a manual of this car, but the dual clutch is what was available for today. I have it in sport mode, but you know, we'll shift to manual if we need to, and we'll see how this works. The gate, I can tell you I like this quite a bit. Digs out really nicely out of the corner. Good braking feel on the way in too, and there's a little bit of rotation on entry. This thing isn't going to do big slides, it doesn't feel like, but it is going to permit a very aggressive corner entry. Maybe a little too late on the brakes there. The transmission isn't as aggressive on the downshifts as I may like, especially on entry. I'd like a downshift before I turn in. I'm engaging it with the kick down, so we'll probably try manual. Is it going to auto upshift? Yep, it's auto upshifts. There, I can enable the downshift myself. Decent sound. It's got to be boosted in some way from some device. It's probably resonating that intake induction sound into the cabin, but I like it. I'd like to hear some turbo noise, but it's okay. I really like how the car tracks out of the corner. You can be really aggressive with the throttle and it digs out without much discernible push. In fact, it seems to tuck in pretty nicely on the throttle. A little bit too slow on entry. I mean, there's maybe some understeer on hard throttle. But that's just me being too aggressive with the throttle. This car has brakes controlling wheel spin, so in the way the car corners, so it'll dither the brakes to help the car turn in some ways. It's far less noticeable on this car than it is on, say, a GTI, where you can actually feel and hear the ABS cycling, or the brakes cycling to make that effect work. But on this, it's actually pretty nicely controlled. So that's probably good there, and we'll call it there. Yeah, pretty good, pretty nice. I actually enjoyed that quite a bit. That was pretty fun for a Golf R. And I don't mean that as an insult. Just it's probably one of the better Golf Rs. Might be the best Golf R I've driven, because it's so nice on throughout the corner. For a front drive based architecture and handling balance, where you have the majority of the weight over the front axle and you're asking the front axle to do braking, steering, and throttle application, this is pretty nicely balanced. It's nowhere near, it's not as aggressive as the Focus ST, which gives you all kinds of funky rotation on entry, and it's a little bit more immature, the Focus ST. This is a lot more stable, but not just as satisfying, because it can really just hoover its way into a corner. It really just sucks in towards the apex, and the rear drive that this all-wheel drive system has where it's a selective torque split, where it's going to dole torque out to the rear axle, basically to assist the traction on the front. It does a pretty smart job of enabling the car to accelerate out of corners, really dig out and get out as fast as it can. No big understeer, no big oversteer, but really, really nicely dialed in car. I enjoyed that quite a bit. I may not be laughing maniacally because I'm not power sliding everywhere, but that was pretty fun. That was a good experience. I think I think there might be better options for a racetrack at this price, but for the intent of this car, which is to be, you know, a great on-road performer and fun on the back roads, I think you're gonna feel really good in this thing, attacking a back road, because the car gives you a lot of confidence, and it is very fast in that situation. Well done, well done. I gotta say, I would like there to be a lighter front drive version of this car, a stripped down, rawer version. But you know, we can all dream. I still think this is a very nice machine for the daily drive and for having fun. Like, this is a pretty good package. So well done again.